What's up, everybody? Nick Hackett from Hobby Extreme, back with another video. Sorry it took me so long to get back to you guys, but I have something really freaking cool to show you that I am thoroughly excited about. NightFire's V2 LED lights. I'm going to show you guys a first look on them, what they look like on the airplane lit up, and talk about them a little bit. And man, I am so freaking excited about this. Not going to be doing any flying in this one, but hopefully, probably the first time we're going to fly with these is at Joe Nall. We're going to see how that goes. I'm not sure if I'm going to do night flying at Joe Nall, but we might ask and we might try. But stay tuned for the first look at the NightFire Lights V2s. Oh. Alright, so this is the box that the NightFires actually come in. If I have peeked in the box, I haven't taken them out to really analyze the lights yet. There was a very nice little letter inside of the box saying thank you very much for your order, and making sure that I post some photos of them on their Facebook and so everyone can see them. But this will be the first look at the NightFire V2 version. So we open them up. It's a nice little presentation of the box. This box actually does supplement as a carrying case, so nice little Velcro straps inside the box so that when you're storing them, because they are kind of fragile, they try to make these things as light as possible so it doesn't throw off any kind of CG. And they're just a nice little carrying case with them. So we're going to go ahead and take these guys out and get a look at them. All right. So these are the NightFire V2s. So far, looks like very nice construction. If you guys have seen the first generation of the V2s, from what I can see, this is actually the first set of NightFires that I have owned. But I have seen them on the V1s on a bunch of other airplanes from flying last season. So I think it looks like the biggest visual notification that I can actually see is that this whole piece of the LEDs are all now one circuit board. It's all together. Where the V1s, it was actually a carbon fiber strip, and then they had the LED strips kind of epoxied on there. It looked very nice. And then they had the wire running into the middle piece here. Now it's all one circuit board, so it looks like they actually have somebody that's actually making the boards themselves, so they're purposely made for these. And they're said to be quite a bit brighter than the V1s. They also did some color changes to make it a little bit more white, so it pops a little bit more in the air. Haven't flown them or haven't seen them yet, so we're actually going to turn the lights off. We're going to put them on the airplane and see what they look like. If you look straight down them, they are angled. So they do have a directional base to them. If you can kind of see that, they are kind of angled towards the back a little bit, so that when you have them on the wings, it does give the little bit of light that shines back on the tail. A couple guys that I've talked to, like Ryan, is concerned a little bit with not having the tail lit up. So with them being angled back, it looks like it should actually keep the tail pretty lit, and you should be able to see the whole plane very well at night. I also went with their recommendation. They recommend two kind of battery types. I went with a slightly bigger one. I think they recommend a 300 milliamp battery or a 450 milliamp battery. I went for the bigger one. Not any specific reason why I went for the bigger one, just because paranoid of them dying. You're also only going to probably get one flight per one of these batteries, so you will have to charge these batteries up after each flight, but they're also not that heavy to begin with. When you're putting them on a 100-inch airplane, I don't think this is going to affect them too much. They came with a little bit of Velcro, so I went in and put those on so I could see how they fit. But these guys will actually fit sideways in here, like so. And with that Velcro on the back, I could probably get those a little bit tighter, but they're very strong. I definitely am probably going to fly them during the daylight first and do a full abusive flight to it, seeing if I can actually eject one of these batteries or if the lights come off the wings before I fly them fully at night to trust them. Because I have not flown one of these big airplanes at night before. So you guys will get a first-hand view of what someone that hasn't flown a plane like this at night on what it actually feels like. It also came with these nice little screws. It looks like these screws, oh, interesting. So the washers, they are like a flexible, but they're actually 3D printed washers. They probably use some kind of rubber or flexible kind of filament to make these washers. So something like I do for the wing bolts on these airplanes is using those metal and rubber impregnated washers, so that on the back side it's rubber, so that you don't have to use Loctite, especially on the bolts that you're going to take in and out all the time, almost every time you assemble the airplane. I don't like to use Loctite for that. So, but it looks like these should be pretty good because they are a little bit flexible. They do feel a little rubbery. So that should hopefully be about the same. But it's interesting that they 3D printed these. So they also put a couple of instructions. So it is a 3S LiPo battery. Don't over tighten. Velcro. Slack on the power cables. So we're actually not going to strap them down. I guess they don't want us to strap these. They want us to have them to where they can move. They do put nice XT20s or XT30s connectors on these. There's no switch for them. So once you plug it in, they're on. And I still have a lot of light in here, but that is, first glance, significantly bright. So once you plug them in, they're on. There's no switch for them. And for best results, hashtag send it. Hell yeah, I could not have said that better myself. So we're going to slap these on the airplane, and we're going to turn the lights off and see how it lights up the airplane. Let's do it. All right, so that's what it looks like on the wing. For the flex edge specifically, it looks like the mounting points for the screws here. Most of these airplanes do come with screws for vortex generators, not vortex generators, the side force generators, so that you can just simply bolt them on. The really cool part about this system is that you don't have to do any kind of changes to the airplane to fly them at night. All you have to do is just bolt them on and you're good to go. So a good thing that NightFire actually puts a lot of adjustability in these. This back part, this back slot, it looks like I'm kind of bolting it where I'm not fully supposed to, but with this airplane, that's kind of like what I'm limited with. Doesn't hit the aileron at all. So other airplanes having a lot of adjustability, so that they should fit on most planes like this and not have an issue. So let's go ahead and put the other one on. All right, so with both lights on, we're going to go ahead and turn them on, and let's see how this works. That is freaking beautiful. Holy crap. So let's walk around the airplane. Now, obviously, take the video with a grain of salt, because it's always going to dim it down on how bright it is. But it is pitch black in this garage right now. I turned off all the lights. We do have one light back there that I can't turn off manually, but it is pretty dark in here. So it completely lights up the airplane. It gets all the way to the back of the tail. They really have a nice, pretty white color to them. and I think it just looks absolutely fantastic. I am so excited to get these outside where it's just absolutely pitch black and to see how well they do. I'm wondering, so they do get warm. So what I'm going to do is not run them. So that's with no light. So I'll kind of show you what it looks like with no light on how dark it actually is in here. And it is pretty dark. So a little bit of information on NightFire themselves. If you guys have never heard of NightFire, they're the innovators when it comes to nighttime lights on these big balsa models. They have a couple different sizes. They have a medium, large, and extra large. These lights are extra larges. I was told that people do run the extra large lights on the 90-inch airframes, the 70cc airframes as well. And then as you go down towards the 60 size, but these are really designed for balsa models that have the screw-ins for the vortex generators. I keep saying vortex generators, side force generators. So they have a couple different sizes. So the cool part is we have just one set, and we're going to be running them on both our Raven, the 92-inch Raven, as well as the 100-inch extra. So Edge. Man, I cannot speak today. So they're a very versatile platform, and being able to just take the lights off and have one set, because they're not cheap, and being able to just swap them from airplane, just have one set and not have to do any other work to the airplanes and just bolt them on when you want to fly at night is just an amazing design. So unfortunately, I would say about 4 months ago, about 5 months ago maybe, you were not actually able to buy NightFire at all. They were just, it's not that they had stocking issues, they actually were told to not sell them. They were actually in a patent lawsuit with Aurora. Aurora is the other first innovation of nighttime lights that were for these big models. The problem with their product was that you had to wire your airplanes. You had to put ballasts in the center of the airplane. You had to wire the whole thing to the tail and everything for their system. And you had basically a night airplane. You're going to put these big, heavy ballasts in the center of the airplane. And we're not flying at night all the time. So NightFire found this awesome solution to just bolt them to the end where you don't have to do any wiring. In 2 seconds of 2 bolts, you have a nighttime big flying airplane. So unfortunately, I'm not going to speak too much into what the lawsuit entailed, but Aurora apparently had a very broad patent on NightFire lights. Not NightFire, nighttime lights. So their patent basically read any kind of wingtip mounted lights, they had a patent on, which is completely crazy. I don't know law, but it seems that's extremely broad, because if you've ever seen the photos of their lights versus NightFire lights, they're completely different. Not even the same thing. The only similarity that they had was that they're wingtip mounted LED lights for RC models. That's it. So we were not able to buy NightFires for the longest time. You just couldn't get them. And eventually, they just recently came back. I don't know any of the behind the scenes stuff on why they were able to come back, if they won the lawsuit or something of the sort. But hopefully what I'm assuming is that they got that patent narrowed down to where it's not just this massively broad patent that no one could try to compete with. So, put a bad taste in the RC communities of Aurora's lights, and now everybody loves NightFire lights. They're decently priced, they're a good quality product, their customer service is fantastic. If you ever get a chance to talk to them, they're spot on immediately, and they even wrote us a little hand letter saying thank you for your order, make sure you post some photos of them, which we absolutely will. We'll kind of show this video of it. So this video is not going to include any flying, but I did want to show you what the V2s looked like, because I actually haven't been able to see any photos of what they looked like, and also just being able to hands on to them. But overall, they look very, very similar to the V1s. I can't say for certain on if they are brighter, because I don't have the V1s to compare them with, but I guarantee we'll be able to see them at Joe Nall, which actually we're leaving to Joe Nall in 2 weeks. So if you guys are going to Joe Nall, we are going to be on the far side of the 3D line. If you ever been to Joe Nall, we're going to be on the opposite side of the 3D line, kind of watching the 3D line from that end. If you guys see us and you want to say hi, please come by. If you have any questions, please leave it down. And also, if you have any more information on the legality parts of NightFire, I'd be love to learn it from you guys. If you know that information, please post it down in the comments, and also let me know what you think of these V2s. I am so freaking excited to fly, use these lights. It's not even funny. So also towards the end, for the guys that stuck with this, thank you very much. And do apologize for not posting for a little while. It's not my full-time gig, and I was actually away for almost 2 months flying for my full-time job. So it's being away from home for a very long, extended period of time makes it kind of hard to do videos. So hopefully we are going to be going back into doing some builds. We do have a build coming up that I am very excited about. If you can kind of guess what it is going to be a prop. We don't know if we're going to do it yet, but try to put down in the comments and a guessing of what we're going to possibly do. And if you get it right, then maybe I'll give it a shout out or something. I don't know how that works, but it'd be fun. So please come by and say hi to us at Joe Nall. Hopefully I had this video up before Joe Nall. And thank you to anybody that kind of stuck with me, but hopefully we get to use some more videos and some more cool things in the future. So thank you so much. See you in the next one.